Hi, I'm Mary Kay Burns. I work at the City-County Health Department. I'm a public health nurse and also a child passenger safety instructor. And I've spent the last 22 years helping people figure out how in the world to use their car seats. Today, we have Grandma with a child, and we're going to show Grandma how to use her car seat. Okay, so this is Ruthie. She's a young child, a couple of months old. Why don't you go ahead and sit her in the seat? And when you buckle her into the car seat, you want to sit her all the way back and make sure her little bottom is all the way back and all the way down. And then the straps come over her shoulders. And Grandma's being very careful to make sure that there's no twists in the straps. They have to be straight so they can lie flat on the baby's body. She clips the chest clip together, and then there are a couple of buckles down at the sides that she's going to buckle into the buckle there in front. Now, we look at the straps, and they are kind of loose. So you want to tighten the straps up, make them nice and snug. So Grandma's going to pull on the strap in the front, and that takes all the slack out of the straps. Then Grandma's trying to pinch lengthwise on the straps. She's making sure that she cannot get hold of a piece of fabric. If her fingers slide off, then the straps are snug enough. That chest clip ends up at the baby's armpit level. What the chest clip does is it holds the straps up on the baby's shoulders. Now, you notice that the straps are coming out of the back of the car seat right at the baby's shoulder level. When this baby is rear facing or facing the back of the car, you want the straps to come out either at or just below her shoulder level. And different car seats have different ways to adjust where the straps are. So be sure and hang on to your instruction book that comes with your car seat and read that to find out how to move these straps to a different slot. Now, when Ruthie's shoulders come up to this next slot, then we'll need to move the straps up to the next slot. But for now, the straps need to be either at or below her shoulder level. Ruthie is going to be rear facing in the car. That means she's going to be looking out the back window, and she's going to be slightly reclined. Rear facing is very safe, very protective. With all the statistics we've kept over the last 30 or 40 years, babies who are facing the back of the car very rarely are injured or killed, even in very bad crashes. And the reason for this is when Ruthie is lying here in her car seat facing out the back window, and if Grandma is driving down the street, and if Grandma's not a very good driver, and she runs into something, the force of the crash pushes Ruthie into the back of the seat. The car seat itself supports her head and her neck, her whole spinal column, excuse me, and the car seat surrounds Ruthie and kind of cocoons her. So at the moment of impact, Ruthie's pushed into the back of the car seat rocks back like this. Then the car seat and the baby rebound. They rock up and bounce off the back of the back seat. And this rebound rocking motion helps absorb a lot of the crash forces. Excuse me. Now, children are safest when they're rear facing as long as possible. Even when Ruthie's legs get long and she's kicking the back of the back seat, or when she's sitting here with her knees all bent up, that's not a safety problem at all. Rear facing is safest, It protects the baby's whole body, especially her spinal cord. And kids, even little kids, even bigger kids, very rarely hurt their legs or their feet, even bad crashes when they are rear facing. So you want to keep the baby rear facing until they hit the maximum height and weight limits. And every car seat should have a label that gives the basic use instructions and will have the height and weight limits for the child to use that car seat. There are infant-only car seats. They are made to be only rear-facing, and they're really handy because they have a handle. You can carry them around, and there's usually a base that's buckled into the car, so you can just click the car seat into the base and go. This is a convertible car seat. It handles a little bit bigger children. It's made for children, newborns who weigh 5 pounds and more, up to children who weigh 40 pounds. So when Ruthie gets big enough, when she meets the height and weight restrictions listed on the label, then she can turn around and face forward in the car and look and see where she's going. Another important thing this time of year, don't bundle the baby up in a blanket or in a big poofy winter coat or a snowsuit or anything bulky. Anything bulky can make these straps a little bit looser so that it's not holding the child in securely. The safest thing to do, and I know it gets way down below zero and the wind roars through Great Falls, but the safest thing to do is to buckle the baby into the car seat in just her clothes, her normal clothes, with maybe a light blanket. Buckle the straps in nice and snugly around her body, and then put a blanket over her to keep her warm, or you can use her coat to put on as a blanket, but nothing extra between the baby and the car seat or between the baby and the straps. All right, let's go out in the car. Out of the car now. Grandma is routing the seat belt through. The seat belt goes through the notches underneath the baby's legs, goes through from one side to the other side, and then she's going to buckle it in. You want to be sure that there's no twists in the seat belt. Then after the seat belt's in place, we want to lock the seat belt so that the car seat stays in place. Most cars today work like Grandma just did. She pulled the seat belt out all the way to the end, then she feeds the seat belt back into the retractor, and the seat belt locks. Then Grandma's going to pull all the slack she can get out of the seat belt. She pushes down on the car seat and pulls the slack out of the belt and runs the extra slack back up to the retractor. And it should end up so that when you pull on the side of the car seat where the seat belt goes through, the seat belt does not slide more than 1 inch from side to side. Nice and snug. The other way that you can install car seats is with the lower anchors. Most car seats come with a strap that goes through the seatbelt path, and the strap has hooks on either end. These hooks hook into little bars that are in the seat crack of your vehicle. If you look at the instruction owner's manual from your vehicle, it will tell you where these bars are located. So you just hook each hook over the bar, hook it over the bar, and then after they're both hooked, you pull on the loose end of the strap until you tighten up the car seat. Get it? Oops. Yep. Okay, once your hooks are hooked, pull on the tail end of the strap to tighten it, just like you tightened the seat belt. And again, you want to get it tight enough that when you pull the side of the car seat from side to side, it will not move more than 1 inch. Good job, Grandma. Now, if you try to wiggle the back of the car seat, you see that the back of the car seat is a little bit loose. Don't worry about it. It's designed that way. That is so in a crash, that car seat can have the rocking rebound motion and the baby can rock up and bounce off the back of the back seat of the car. Now, Davida is going to tell us about the program at the City-County Health Department and how you can get help with your car seat.
Kind of missed. You're not supposed to use the latch and the seatbelt at the same time, one or the other. That way they're not fighting each other in a crash. Alrighty. Now, at the health department, we have a free car seat program. If you qualify, if you have TANF or WIC or whatever income program, give me a call at 791-9298 and leave a message and I'll get back. Also, you can call for help with your car seat. Now, if you get one out of the box and you're like scratching your head and you're reading the manual and you can't seem to figure it out, or you think you figured it out and you put it in, just call me. I'll help you. No problem. We'll get that figured out.